Studio, and welcome to the new Dice Tower Studio.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Why are you crying?
It's because it's such a wonderful day.
Do you cry with excitement?
I do. I always, like, most movies I cry in because I get so excited. Like,
This is strange.
I don't really.
Oh, had me fooled.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, welcome to Crowdsurfing here in the new Dice Tower Studios. Clearly, we are still setting up.
Still here.
We're getting there, though. I'm Camilla.
I'm Z.
I'm Joey.
That's right. All right. So in this show
the
here,
studio.
what? In the new studio.
It looks like the old studio
It
a lot.
does. You see, it's almost like
But
we
it's somewhere
brought
else.
it with us. Yes.
Never find us coppers.
And as they said here in the chat, it is also our first time testing everything.
Yes,
so
it
we
is.
set the studio up within the last 12 hours.
Yep.
So we'll see. Thanks
this
for
is it.
being our guinea pigs.
Yeah.
This is our test.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. Fires may ensue.
Okay.
We'll find out.
We're filming on an old Polaroid.
We are.
All right, Crowdsurfing here. This is where we're going to take a look at different gaming projects that are currently hoping to come to fruition through crowdfunding here on Kickstarter and Gamefound. I think that's our only places
The magic of
today,
kicking.
right? That's right. So, sponsor for this show, thank you so much to Gamefound. Do we
Yes.
have... All right, and so we're going to take a look at a project currently on Gamefound with Tom.
Today we're taking a look at Dragons of Etchinstone. This is from Chip Theory Games, but unlike many of their games which are gigantic, this is an 18-card solo game that takes just 30 minutes to play. Now, like Chip Theory Games, the cards are very good quality. You'll see that the cards are all PVC here. You do not need sleeves for them. There's no stretch goals for this project. You're going to get it or you're not. Chip Theory Games has put in their quality. One of the designers of this game is the same person who designed Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. And so that's a very popular solo game. So you can see that kind of put into here where you have these different characters. They're going to go through and you can see the reviews here. They're saying this has more complexity than any other 18 game I've played thus far. So you can take a look at the different characters, the different puzzles, as you have these different encounters and you're trying to pick the best group of people for them. It says here, every encounter will end as a complete victory, narrow victory, or loss. I'll probably end up with narrow victories on mine, I suppose. Anyway, there's a few small expansions that you can get with the game. It shows the different characters here. And this is on Gamefound right now from Chip Theory, so check it out. The Dragons of Etchinstone.
All right, so let's jump into projects here because we have a couple to look at.
Oh,
Not too
let's
many
do it.
this week, but some goodies for sure. So
Okay.
first
Oldies
up
but
is going
goodies.
to be a new edition of something we looked at before.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is Nawalli, the
Nawalli.
Aztec. What?
Nawalli.
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 Louisville. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Louisville, the Aztec card game. Third edition, which I did not know there was a second, I should say.
Yeah, I missed a second.
The first edition
it?
came through here.
That was the first that came,
Really?
right?
I believe so, yes.
Or
And
was it the second?
it was the first. It was the first. And
Okay.
the game has a really cool look, has a nice theme. It's very much steeped in that setting. Unfortunately, there's a ton of symbology that you simply have to reference. You will not learn it. I mean, you could memorize it, brute force it, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, is my point. And the third edition here does not really solve that issue. Now, it seems like they streamlined some things, and I'd like to see that. Some of the symbology they took away, not replaced it with text, just took some things away, which I like. I like the streamlining. But
Yeah.
every one of those little symbols you see across the bottom of every card in the game does something. And you need to go to a reference sheet and see what that means. And I don't know what they are, but it might be like, I don't know, keep going. Let me see one of the cards that shows the bottom of a card there. Or not.
Can we help you?
What?
Keep going.
You want me to go to that?
No,
I
I,
was-
did. I'm the one literally saying.
Okay, I was reading this though. I wasn't quite done with the quick start.
All
Sorry.
right. And there you go, Louisville.
There we go. All right, so back up to what I was doing. So these symbols, because on these two cards, they happen to be the same, but you're saying, oh, okay, because they just renamed the card. I see now. Okay.
Did they? Yeah.
Yeah, they said renaming the card. I don't understand
It's like Tom is
the
here.
thought.
To go-
All right.
The components look really nice, and the artwork is nice. Yeah, it's a lane battler, right? Did you ever play it?
I tried.
I did not.
Okay,
It
but
is,
it was
again,
a
was
lot.
really. It's like constant interruptions, to look at the symbols. What's that? Okay. What's the little foot mean? Foot. Okay. Everything's.
So probably rules light, but just it drags
It's rules
because
light,
of.
but every symbol means something instead of just being written.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Next up, Lobotomy 2, Dimensions of Madness. I played Lobotomy 2. I haven't played this expansion, of course. You've played it. You've
Yes.
not played it yet. Have you
No, but
broken
it's
it
sitting
out?
on at my house, ready to be
That's right.
played.
Ready.
Tonight is the night for Lobotomy.
Really?
Tonight.
Does your wife know?
Again, Lobotomy tonight? No. She's finding out right now. No.
All right.
The minis look great on this. I mean, you played it, so does the gameplay...
Yeah, they're
Is it that good?
fantastic. Yeah, and the first one had some of these designs were by like guest artists and things like that. And so no, it has a fantastic look. I really enjoy the gameplay as well. It runs pretty long. I mean, this is definitely a main game day start Saturday afternoon kind of
That
game.
long?
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
talking like more than 2 hours?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 4 to 5 probably.
Yeah, I do think it's one that, like you were saying with the last one, as you learn the different symbologies, it's shortened. But there's a lot of little steps to it. So especially that first play is going to be 4 to 5 hours. I think once you know it, you probably get some of the scenarios down to maybe 3 or 4. But
Is
it's
that
still going to be a long.
Gameplay or just you talk about setup, breakdown, all that? Or that's just...
No, that's just gameplay. Yeah.
There's a lot to it, yeah. The game's a little overwrought. It does not have the sort of clarity of thought and design that like Simon
Elegance.
games normally tend to have. It's not the most sort of overblown of these kinds of games I've seen, but it's definitely closer to that than not. A lot of symbols, a lot of bits and bobs and doodads and trinkets to collect.
It definitely
There's a lot.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Massive Darkness, but
Denser?
with a lot. Do what?
Denser? Like...
A lot more dense, yeah. But like you have the board here with a lot of little chits out and a lot of little. This does this. This goes
has
here.
a
I mean, the
look.
setup of the individual different panels and modular board. So yeah, I really really enjoyed it. But you need to know you are getting into a bigger gameplay. So
Which...
Yeah.
Honestly,
It's definitely its own thing for sure, and I'm glad to see more content for it because it already had the base
Right.
game, and there was one expansion, big expansion called Inferno, and then this new expansion gives you more baddies, more characters you can be, and the idea is you are playing as characters in an asylum where you are imagining yourself as a character from media you have consumed, and so the little character will look like John Wick.
good.
Because
Go
you
on.
saw the movie,
I have.
and you imagine yourself as John Wick
I do.
in this asylum.
I do.
yeah.
And until like you're on the one side, and it just kind of looks like a guy wearing a robe
With a dog.
with a dog,
Right.
and you eventually level up. You flip the board over, and now he's wearing a suit with the shades and the
Yeah.
And no dog.
So in your head, you're like sort of elevating.
Right.
What would you imagine?
Huh. And that's this one, or that's...
That's the core game.
core
That's
game.
just the basic concept of the game.
The board looks cool. That Inferno board right there. I like the look
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, I didn't play Inferno. I didn't have a chance to break into that expansion stuff.
Wait, has that already been out, or is that in this one?
I think Inferno came with the original core game,
Yeah,
didn't
Inferno was the first
it?
expansion.
The first expansion,
already.
Oh.
yeah. And then Dimensions of Madness is the one that's coming out new on this one.
That timing really gets me thinking. One thing they did do on this, later they have an STL pack, which two things I think. First off, I think it's really nice to offer that to people that want to print their own. And two, they have somewhere that, which I did not know existed, that you can kind of print on demand. They're coming up with this, like Titan Forge themselves, I guess, are printing these. Like if you have STLs, you can send them and have them print them.
Oh,
Which I think
interesting.
is an interesting thought because I don't mess with resin anymore. It's too messy.
Yeah.
But to be able to do that on this type of things,
Resin's
pick and choose the
also
ones
so
you want.
fragile, though. I wonder if that's
Yeah.
where are
Right.
they based out of? I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna scroll. You're gonna get sick. Don't look. Poland. Okay, so I
Poland,
wonder
yeah.
if they're shipping from Poland too. Then, depending on where you're living, that could be
Ah, look at those
expensive.
minis,
So,
though.
yeah. Anyway, Lobotomy 2, Dimensions of
good.
Madness. Next up is Dragons of Etchinstone. So this is the newest coming from Chip Theory Games.
Tom just looked at it. So it's an 18-card game, basically. It's a micro game. And you are combining characters and abilities on cards. It does that thing that a lot of these 18-card or 10-card games, whatever, where one card has 6 things on it, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, well, this is how we cheat around the limitations of 18 cards. Those things are always a little touch and go for me. I'm not sure I could figure out very well what was going on in this.
Yeah.
Everybody, every testimonial was like, oh, my goodness, the depth. Oh,
Yeah.
I will never leave home without this. This is the best 18-card game ever. And that might be, I was just having a hard time grokking this card's piece plus this piece on this card equals this other thing, and now you fight this dragon and flip it or rotate it and do a thing. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Like, what am I supposed to be looking at to get these stats? Yeah.
And the big thing there is palm playable. And it's like, so you
You're
don't,
just holding the thing.
you don't have to have a table. I don't know how accurate that is. And number 2, the price point is a bit high for an 18-card game.
Yeah.
I know there's expansions and stuff with it, so...
Plus, it's chip theory, so you know the quality is going to be tremendous.
Right.
It'll be plastic cars. It'll be really nice quality.
Yeah.
And that is nice. I mean, if you're looking at this as a travel game that you're going to play on a bus and then a plane, and this kind of, I mean,
That's
you
true.
want something that's going to be durable if it's in your hand being held. And
Right.
Yeah.
So this is what I would want for that, I think.
Yeah, when
Anyway.
I first saw it, I thought, ooh, another expansion to 20 Strong.
I thought
Right,
so
that's
too.
what I thought too.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, no, wait, this is
Yeah.
another game. This is a different game. It is funny that these guys make either incredibly large games or incredibly small games.
Nothing
No
in the
middle
middle.
ground,
It's really
like at all.
No.
You know? Skyrim or whatever, Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls, yeah.
Or
Hoplomachus.
Etching, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, come on. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's interesting.
That is Dragons Etchinstone. Next up, Zenescope.
Zenescope, I guess.
Grimm Fairytales Unbound. It's a deck building game. I'm not going to scroll too much
Because
because
it's got pretty derivative artwork, and the game does not look that interesting.
This got me because, like, first off, Grimm Fairy Tales. I'm like, okay. But I'm
Yeah.
like, Earth, Oz, Wonderland, Neverland, those aren't Grimm Fairy Tales. But apparently there's a comic book, Grimm Fairy Tales. And I don't know if this pulls from that.
Oh, interesting.
Because those aren't Grimm. I mean, Oz, Wonderland, all that, Neverland, those aren't Grimm Fairy Tales.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
The whole thing looked really like. I know I complain about deck building being the easy way out for a lot of designs looking for a reason to be.
Oh,
But this very much, I would classify as like we have artwork. We have scintillating artwork for people who might want that. We need a game so we can just not sell artwork.
This looks very,
Deck building.
very similar to Legendary. You've got the track. They start to advance through there. You've got the market. And I'm like, huh.
I made the same
It's-
connection. I was like, oh, 2 rows, market below,
And
play
they
on
move.
top. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow, that's...
Yeah.
I
Like you
don't
said,
know.
we have artwork. What do we do with it? Boom.
Yeah.
Kind of what it felt like.
Zenescope, I guess, is the name of a comic book series. Yeah, so I think...
Okay,
Because
got
that
it.
was my
Okay.
sticking point, because I'm like, I don't think those are Grimm Fairy Tales.
Yeah.
But, okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All
There
right.
we go. Crystal Collapse, a tactical tabletop war game.
That's fun to say.
So this is, it says it's a tactical JRPG game on your tabletop and has 40 millimeter scale miniature.
Which are larger, because normally they're 28, right?
I believe that's right.
I also kept seeing. This is the one where we kept seeing like
Playing cards? I didn't
Right.
understand
Like,
that.
what is happening with the playing cards?
And they're special.
Normal playing cards.
Why
Yes.
not just make... Yeah, I don't know. That was...
So are you buying a game, but you bring your own cards? This one I found very confusing.
There's STLs, but also minis, but also standees.
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you provide your own deck of cards, I guess. And you can print out 3D print terrain. I'm not sure what you're buying. I
Right.
guess at the end of the day, I'm like it's sort of a little bit of a choose whatever platter of stuff you want.
Yes.
Yeah. It kind of has that one thing we complain about sometimes. Like it's solo and co-op and campaign and standalone and competitive.
Yeah.
It's like that's kind of what this one felt a little bit like to me.
Yeah.
It's a little like standee or SDL or this or that or I don't know, however
Acrylics,
you
yeah.
want it. It's like I'm having trouble understanding what you are because of all the things you're telling me. You know,
Yeah.
it's like just throwing so much out. Anyway.
Yeah, this was different.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Not
I
much
mean, I'm
interest in
guessing they're
this.
going for that whole like tactics ogre JRPG or
War game.
Final Fantasy Tactics kind of vibe. It's clearly the inspiration here, but I guess for me, if I wanted to play a game like that, which I do like the idea of that, I want it to be a better finalized one, sort of a more cohesive and comprehensive experience. Here's the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Open this up, set it up, and you have fights that happen, turn order, with your units moving and attacking in a put together way. I don't know. This just feels a little sort of like, we have everything.
Right.
Throw it at the wall, see what sticks.
And like Mike says here, Valeria, just not Valeria.
Yeah, that
You
got
know,
it
it's
too.
like
I was
also
like, oh,
wait, hold
are
on.
we
Yeah.
branching out?
Yeah, so.
This does have a Marvel Crisis Protocol, so I mentioned. It does kind of have that look. Yeah,
Okay. All right. Pandemonium.
Bribe the Panda Lords.
Bribe them.
I'm in. This is pretty much,
I'm good.
Anything.
I spoke a lot about the last one. You guys take
pretty
this.
much you're throwing these down there, your tributes or whatever, and you're going to get those different tokens for whatever it is. And at the end, you're going to get those Panda Lords. But every Panda Lord seems to not have the same. It doesn't always go to the person with the most tributes.
Right.
Some it's like they all have their own little like reasoning where they're going to go to you. And then every round it has that. We play one tribute. Oh, next one, we're reversing the order. We're playing two. And then there was one he flips over, and some of them have more rules. And he flips over, and the cards seem to get bigger. It was like a novel of things to do. Everybody's going to go out, grab food, and come back. And it's like a lot going on. So every kind of every turn structure, you're going to have different rules. I don't know. It seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's like they take that, every game is going to be different. Every round is different because the round is dictated by this Pandemonium card that you turn over, which is everything from play a card from your hand and get that favor that you talked about, or if it's pass your hand to the next person. So you're not, your hand of cards that you have are not yours for the whole game.
Is this the one that had mini games, or is that coming up?
That's coming up.
Okay, because again, they're all kind of blurring together a little bit this week. One thing I noticed across the board here, there's a lot of games that look good visually, and the gameplay seems really bad. Seems very derivative, or seems just very, amateurish, sophomoric, whatever. This is not sophomoric. It's it's a guy making something that he wants to make, and I guess he loves Panda. He wants to. What did he say in the video? If this does well, then he can expand the Panda universe or whatever,
Which I would like to see.
But it's like, but the game does not seem that interesting. So
no.
I think again, there might be an audience out there for this game, people that don't have a 100 game collection. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't see those people finding this game on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
They find this game at Target on the shelves.
I agree with that.
By the time you're looking here, you're past this game.
Yes.
I think. I don't mean to be reductive in that. I mean, you can play this game forever and be happy. That's fine. But generally speaking, by the time you hit Kickstarter, you've played quite a few games.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think that's kind of what I came down to as well. Is like this looks like a Target game, and no slight on the game because of that. It's just where it's
that's its audience.
Right. Exactly. Sitting there next to all the other games there, Phase 10, things like that. But that being said, I'm not opposed to trying this one.
Yeah.
I think this one, with that mindset, this is like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Maybe with that mindset, this is one that I think it would be interesting. And a lot of it's going to come down to how random does it feel, those Pandemonium cards that dictate it? Is there any strategy behind this at all? And that's what it's going to come down to me that I think I'm not getting from the page and I would need to play to know. Sure. But I'm willing to.
It would be the end of the night game. And also, I'm not huge on passing your hand every time, but I know it's the same as drafting, really. But it's just, it tends to get people to lock up more for some reason.
But I think this might be interesting because you're not always going to pass your hand on. So if you have a good hand and you do have to play one, you're like, ooh, interesting.
And then you
I hope I get it one more time. I'm not going to get it one more time. So then take the, you know what I mean? It's going to feel, this is a game that's going to come down to how does it feel playing, and you don't know other than playing.
I do suspect it's going to feel
know.
very random playing.
Yeah. So, all right. Next up, licensed inserts for AEG group games. So this is one that we've seen before. It's coming from eRaptor, right? We've looked at these a couple different times. And I always think that they look fantastic. I really do, but I've yet to see one in person. And that's what's holding me back.
You haven't?
I've not. I've never seen one in person. And I'm like, oh, man, their pages are all well put together. The inserts look fantastic. They look very on theme. They look very functional. They're the official ones, so you have the actual artwork that's matching the game. Like, so much of this is like, yes, this is exactly the product I want.
Yes.
I've just never actually seen it in person. And that's for an insert, spending this much money, that is something I like. Tell me why this is different from the other inserts. I need to know the quality.
I'll say it's funny seeing Smash up in here. I think that is the most insert and upgraded like component tray game on the planet, because it's like the geeky box, the bigger geeky box, the bigger geeky box, and every single one has
there's like
organization.
5 official
yes
storage solutions already,
and now
and another one here.
So
there is that one there, Dead Reckoning. Joey, I figured you would be excited about that
but
one.
Dead Reckoning's coming out with their own big box.
Are they?
That chest in that new one is coming out, but I guess that's for people that want to use the base. I don't know, but that looks really nice.
I think so. I prefer to keep the box games when possible.
I do too.
Boxes when possible. But I love this right here, being able to keep the tiles and stuff organized when you put the game away. That is such a huge time saver in setup and tear down. That's like
gets
almost
me
an
more
instant.
Than yes,
all the time.
Anything
like
yes,
feasibility. Boom, I'm done. I'm ready.
I assume these are good. I know eRaptor used to make dice towers for us, and they're good. You know, the quality that they put out. I remember it's been a while, but I remember being good. So I assume these are very well put together. I haven't seen them either, but I imagine they're good, and the fact that they're covered in that artwork, the official artwork, is great.
Yeah.
And Jacob says here in the comments that you don't use glue either. I think on the wooden ones, I love that as well. I'm still a real big fan of the folded space because I think they're light, they're very functional. I really like them. But if I have a wooden one that doesn't have to be glued, it's using those pressure, the pressure joints and stuff to hold it together, then I love that. So definitely, look, I would like to see one of these in person. So. All right. Rogue Dungeon, A Rogue's Tale. So this is the expansion to Rogue Dungeon.
This video uses animations to show it on a table, but some of those makes the game look so large. I'm like, how big like, look at that. That's like, how much
how many of those do I
crap
need?
is on the sides of that? I mean, it can't be that... Are those cards? Are those, what is...
Either how small are those little tokens, or how big of a table do you have? I have one of two questions.
Like, that's... First of all, then it said like the #1 RPG of 2025 at the bottom or something. I'm not sure like what metric, but it's a pretty bold statement.
I mean, we're still in 2025, right?
Good point. Not as bold as I thought it was. It's kind of just, I guess it's kind of more...
They release in January. They're like, boom!
More anticipating.
That's a great tactic.
That really is.
That's good marketing right there.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah, that's
the
like...
best board game of 2025. January 2nd. Hit them with it.
Wow.
I really like that. This one looked pretty Generia to me.
Yes.
The font I've seen 100 times. The icons across the bottom, no. The artwork, this is the one that says no AI, then says, but we used AI? Is this the one?
They finished the artwork,
It's like everything just feels very, very generic. Every font choice, every image.
I was actually going to give them kudos or credit here for not using the Gloomhaven font. So that's the one thing I was going to say is, oh, hey, look. It's a font that's not Gloomhaven.
But it's that font that shows up on every magical thing.
They went full time to do
that other
I don't
font.
know.
It's this one or the Gloomhaven font are literally like the only two fonts that Fantasy's allowed to use. Unless something's Conan, then you use the Conan font.
O'Brien.
That map sells it though. Anyway, I don't have anything coming into this game. I've not played it.
That looks good. I like the coins.
The coins do look good. Yeah.
Toss a coin.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
Solo.
I like the idea of this, like your character leveling up. I've seen that. We saw that also in, a couple games, but specifically, oh my gosh, that campaign that I like based on a video game. Never mind. Divinity, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Divinity
yeah.
Original Sin. That's right. How like
definitively
definitively.
But he also hits the gym a
I'm
lot,
really
by the
tired.
way. Look at that. Look at that. He gets swole.
Well, like the last step, he gets a little bigger,
he does.
but he also adds a cape. What's up?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's how he
it's
does
like-
legit. Yeah, but no,
Boom.
his face gets older too. I don't know. I like that as your character, levels up, your artwork kind of goes with you. So
Yeah, it's
I
good.
don't know. All right, so Fairytales again. Fairytale, and this is by Smart Up. This one, I don't know how to describe it because again,
indescribable.
It's making bank.
It is, yeah.
Again,
Cuteness.
it's one of those things of the game. What I'm looking at is cute. Like, it's pretty. I like
Yeah.
all the parts individually. Then I get to gameplay, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. There's a lot
one
going
does.
on. They sort of have one central character board, and you attach 4 pieces to that
Mm-hmm.
to expand that. That's your player area, I guess. The game comes in a log. Like, what is
As
happening?
it should, because I want to put that on my shelf.
Yeah, I'm just a little confounded by all of it, but
I couldn't tell. Was it a campaign? Is it not? Is it standalone? It talks about these epic adventures. Also, was there anything about a puzzle in here? Because I'm really confused why the A, the L, and the E are capitalized.
I think the puzzle is putting together your player area. Did you see that?
I also saw it written somewhere
sure.
else where the R in Fairytale
So
was capitalized. So
so it's
maybe
a
there's
puzzle.
either
Maybe there's like a
there might be a hidden
solve the
puzzle,
puzzle?
or
Okay.
somebody over there
Yeah.
has a sticky shift key.
Let's hope that's what it is. Maybe they don't know. They just didn't notice. The proofreader just missed all that.
oh my gosh.
I was saying I was talking to you about this. How
This is
I thought this
fantastic.
part right here was brilliant. So they
So
basically
good.
picked a metric, whatever the metric is, and they put the thing that they're going to be high on the right, so that as you glance at this, everything's high.
But what's the...
You see what I mean?
Yep.
Like if you switched thematic and abstract, that looks bad.
Right.
It's just low on the
Yeah.
scale. It would be towards the other side.
But what 2 numbers would 7 be in the middle of and 9 be close to the end? What's their bottom luck there? If it's 0 to 10,
The
7 should
lowest
be...
We're gonna let him
possible
work through this on his
is
own.
4.
So it's 4 to 10 is what that...
I think it's 4 to 11.
Is it 4 to 11?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
It's 4 to 11.
You're going to need to comment. Just ask that
Just,
question.
just
I need to know that. That's part of the game. The game is starting now. So
But this right here, like, really sums it up. I'm
Pretty
like,
cute.
yes, like, okay, why? Again, why? The I in the end. I feel like I need to solve this puzzle now.
There is a puzzle
There's
in
a
there.
puzzle, right?
I'm
this is
guessing.
how Da Vinci Code was
Can
born.
we go to the comments? Find out. Anyway, this right here is what we're talking about. It's like, oh, it's all these things. But again, how does that come together? Like, what does that mean? Is this a standalone? I mean, you're telling me it's narrative choice and storytelling. Says scenario and campaign, but like, I don't know. It's like, it's everything, so I don't understand what it is.
Listen, Tom is not here, so let's agree right now that we're all going to do random capitalization in our office emails and just see if he ever notices. Let's just do it all, okay?
Okay, good.
I think we should.
I like this.
I don't want to be alone in this, by the way, because I will do it.
Okay.
capitalize the script to National Treasure.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be
That's-
amazing.
that.
I love it. Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, look, Mike's already on it. I love it. He's on your team there.
He is.
All right. Board Game Geek Art Series. And this is Series 10. So they
is the
do this.
First time they've done this as a Kickstarter,
Kickstarter,
I
right.
think, right?
Not that I.
Or have they done it before? Anyway, it's. I know in the past you could just buy it from
Right.
their website, the geek store or whatever.
Yeah.
But now they're
Here.
doing it this way.
Which I think is interesting because then you know how many to print.
Yeah, right.
You know, you're not dealing with years of
Yeah.
backlog and stock. And I think that that's something interesting they put in here as well as this graphic telling you these are retired. We're not doing them. Some of these, I think it's if it has the A, you have to. That's what it is. If it has the A, you have to add it as an add-on because that's how they're going to gauge how many to print.
Okay.
Is how many are added on and that kind of stuff. And so I think that's cool. I mean, from an economical standpoint, I'm like, I think this is a good use of that they couldn't do if they were just on the website.
It is interesting. I wonder why are some retired, you think?
I'm wondering if they don't sell enough and it's not worth a print of one.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That's
You know?
not like
They will not be available as part of this campaign. That's all it says.
that's more of a choice retirement. Unless they have some sort of licensing deal with the artist, they don't keep that anymore. I mean,
That's the only thing
Yeah.
I can think
Yeah.
of too, but I kind of doubt that.
I agree.
I
Well,
assume the same deal kind of went out to every artist. I don't really know.
Maybe.
The new ones, though, we should talk about that.
Yes.
One of them in here is one of my favorites ever.
I think one of them is my favorite ever, but I think it's a different one than you.
Okay.
So-
I too think mine's a different one. Actually,
Okay.
that's not true.
My favorite is this Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Crap,
I
that's
think it
mine
is.
too.
Copycat. I said it first. I think it is just beautiful. It's so representative of the game, but feels like enough of a different take. It's realistic without being hyper realistic. I think they just absolutely nailed the adventure feel of the game and gave me a different look on it, but still feeling very much part of the game.
Once I got past the fact that her goggle was not his ear, I liked it a lot more. At first, I thought, what's going on with his ear?
Pretty sure you're the only person that thought that.
Maybe.
It's definitely in the right spot.
I think I probably
Yeah,
it was like,
yeah.
okay, he's
I
got
would
to-
love if you could see his ear through her goggles.
I agree.
Oh, that's what it's missing.
Where's
Yeah.
the puzzle? You know what I mean?
He should
And I
capitalize.
think
My
that's
favorite.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
No, don't tell me.
Power Grid.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like Fallout. Come on.
That
Obviously, he's
is-
going to love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I love the colors in that.
Yeah.
It pops. It's incredibly bright and cheery, and yet like the message is kind of dark.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally walking along, ripping trees,
Yeah.
or like
That's-
shoving them aside, right?
Right.
And running power lines.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it just screams that 1950s retro,
Yeah.
It's
popular mechanics kind of look. you know?
almost like that Loki clock thing. I don't know if you watch a Loki
Yes,
series.
yes,
You know,
yes,
it has
right.
that
It's
kind
that
of.
same Miss Clock or whatever,
Yeah.
Miss Minutes, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know anything about the game. Have never cared about the game, I should say. So I don't have any pull that way, but I do think of the piece of art. It's really, really cool.
Super good. I love it.
I thought that was an interesting choice, and an interesting choice from the Micho as well.
Yeah,
was
that
like,
one.
that was
I
very-
What game is that?
I hate to say it, but it's I think one of my least favorites.
Nemesis.
Really?
Right. I feel like that was a swing for the
He went all
fences
out.
piece.
He
I was
right?
gonna guess.
That was like,
I was going to guess
oh.
Piranha.
Which is really funny because I love this style. We saw it similar to the King of Tokyo one.
Okay,
Right.
right.
But yeah, I don't
I don't get that.
I
one.
don't know. And then of course the other one we're looking at here is Flamecraft.
Yeah.
To me, I think this is really pretty. It just looks very similar to Sandara's, like with the actual artwork. It looks like
That's my thing
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
it. I want to see you again take it and then swing for the fences.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I can't fault the Micho's art on is it does not look like Nemesis, like at all.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't really like it. When I think Nemesis, I never ever think that. But
Right.
yes, I agree. Flamecraft kind of looks like Flamecraft now.
Yeah.
I want it to be different.
Yeah.
So different that I'm wowed by the contrast.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. It's not that it's bad. It's just like, oh, or I could just put the box cover up,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Yeah.
all right. But there it is. That is the Series 10 art series here. All right. Get stacked. This is the one you were talking about. It has the mini games.
Oh, okay.
A
yeah.
Mario Party-like board game. I believe they promise it'll be the last party game you ever need or buy, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
That
this is
was the
last party
promise.
game you'll ever need.
Yeah.
It's so addictive you might quit your day job. It said.
Oh,
in the video.
yeah. This seems like everything you would hate.
This right here, by the way,
Yeah.
this is
Okay.
my. I like card crafting, but you keep look at. You're going to see the guy less and less the more he goes.
That's how
So
it
you're
works.
gonna get
Joe.
fuzzy.
I
Here.
know, but it's like that's why I like card crafting, but to a point, it's like okay, I can no longer see the original image now.
Right.
You
It
know,
becomes
so-
cloudy and
Yeah, so I don't know.
Cloud
It's-
crafting.
I think that's where like Canvas, it nailed it at like 3, and it's like, ooh, that's okay. Right at 3,
Is that what it
that's
stops
it.
at?
Yeah, it stops at 3. It has to be
That's it.
3. When it has 3, done.
That's good.
Yeah, and so it's like cool. And that's right at the limit of where it becomes too cloudy, and then you get into the dive territory, right? When it's like it's meant to be cloudy. How deep is it? And you're guessing how deep,
sure,
you know.
yeah.
And it's like at least they know that. At least they
Right.
know it goes cloudy.
Yeah.
This is like, ooh. So
Yeah, this one looks pretty rough. You do mini games. You pick a thing, and things as amazing as Cheeseman's Ghost or whatever.
There you go. That's
And a barbarian and a rogue or something.
yeah.
It's pretty, bad. Then you do a mini game to rank your people, like stacking things or throwing things on the table or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of those mini games that every one of these, last party game you'll ever need kind of games does.
Yeah.
You rank them, and then you put stuff on them. Or you could mess with your opponents and give them bad things. I mean, if you watch the video in this,
Yeah.
there's a guy rage quitting in the video and like flipping a box, and I'm like, thank you for making my point for me.
Right. But then you're also simultaneously reminded to have fun. No one likes a sore loser. And you're like, wait, which is it? Do I? Yeah. And these mini games are everything, like you said, that you would expect. I mean, everything from random, roll dice and if you happen to get a multiple of this, then you're out. But if you don't, so it's like last man standing with complete luck, to, the alphabet game, which we've all played on long car rides because our parents are tired of us fighting,
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I would have if I knew the alphabet.
Oh man. Yeah. So this is interesting. Okay. You're not wrong.
It's making $75,000 though.
Mm-hmm.
It has 1,000 backers.
You put the word Mario in something, it's going to
What
make
do I
It did.
know?
It did take me a long time to realize, not a long time, but it took me a couple scrolls to realize, like, oh, it's not Mario licensed. They just used,
Oh,
not
yeah.
because I thought it would be, but where's Mario? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Got it.
All right, this next one is all Joey.
It is
A
all
War of
me.
Whispers expansion. I'm sorry,
played this
expansion
live, right,
influence,
Joey?
I did.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: it's different in the fact that there are tracks. I guess it's I didn't play the original, but I played the expansion. But you go around and it has an interesting thing where you place I guess they're agents along the sides of the boards, and wherever you put it on a certain track, you're gonna be able to take that action, everything behind it, right? So as you go forward. So at first, you're going to be placing them where you want to go, but then later it's all about defense. If you leave somebody there, he's going to get 5 actions and just run around. So it's more area control type thing, but you're going to want to get where it shows I don't know what they call the pieces, the little main kingdoms there. But they have a 6th faction that's called...
it's a modular expansion, right?
It is, yeah.
Like one extra player, you can play with this module, you can play with that module, right?
Right. Their biggest one is the Orca. I guess that's what they're talking about here, is there's one other faction that doesn't have... Everything else has home areas.
Okay.
This one is just kind of a nomadic faction.
Yeah, the orcas are nomadic.
Is that really a thing? Because I've been to SeaWorld. That's not true.
That one can't leave.
He can't. He tries a lot. He jumps, but he can't make
There's
it
a
out.
whole lot.
Wow.
But
This got super dark.
so anyway, so these,
Oof, I said.
so pretty much those are just going to go out and just really cause a disturbance out there around the other ones. So it's interesting. I mean, I thought it was really. I lost. I think this one a lot because I didn't play defense as much as just thinking. You've got to focus on other people too.
You were playing your game,
Yeah.
I
not
was.
against others.
You
kind of
have
thing.
to
Yeah.
block.
Got
The
it.
thing I thought was interesting, I did not realize that the War Whisperers game had done well enough
To get
to
an expansion?
warrant an expansion, but
Yeah.
I guess it did. I thought it had come and gone. I thought it hadn't done that well. But
I mean, over
I
1,000 backers.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess people do like the game, and it did well enough,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. And yes, thank you, Mike. I got wailed on this. I think Mike was in that game, by the way.
To be reminded, Joey lost.
It was.
Can confirm, he says.
Because I was being nice, and you cannot be nice in this. You've got to be mean. You've got to go full Mike DeLisio. I like to say.
Would you do it differently next time?
I would not play with Mike. Yes,
That's
the one thing I
a
would
difference.
do.
different,
That is
yeah.
a difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Any game or just this?
Any game at all, ever, for the rest of my natural life.
After
about
you
your
die and we
unnatural
bring you back.
Unnatural life, I'm going to play with him a lot. I'm going to haunt him forever. I assume I'm going to die first. If it really gets dark.
What is happening? It's getting very dark. Tell me about the orcas again. All right, let's move on.
All right. Next up, Lying Pirates, City of Greed expansion and reprint. So again, another one we've looked at before. Now
Have we?
coming back, we have, yeah.
Oh.
And he is dressed up in. I think it visually looked just as stunning then. That's why I remember it. It's like the actual like pictures that they're taking, like this right here. They're putting a lot of time into the photography and the set and setting the mood. Kudos for that. I think they sell the theme.
This is the
in that.
perfect example of what I was talking about. This
Yes.
game looks
Incredible.
stellar.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
Look
the
at that.
pieces. I love the artist and what
Yeah.
they're doing, the production. Oh my goodness. And then the game, I'm not so sure, but the expansion looks pretty bad. It's like, we added mini games where now you
Right.
stack dice.
Yeah.
Or throw crap at other crap. I'm like, no.
Right.
Is that what this game is? Because it looks kind of silly and light, but so is Liar's Dice, and I like that.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I would love to enjoy this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would or not. I have no idea. It looks great. But the expansion, if the expansion is an extension of what the game already was doing, then I have concerns.
Yeah, I think that was our takeaway last time, too, from what I remember, is that it was like, oh, this Stellar looks great. Oh, the gameplay looks super random. And to me personally, it's bluffing. It's, seizing control. It's stealing. It's take that. It's everything I don't want in a game,
No.
But I was like, man, again, kudos for their production, both in cinematography and photography. They really
I agree.
set a great game here.
They put together a great page on
Yes,
here, which is
100%.
incredible. And
Page of the day.
I agree.
Like I said,
Put up the
feel like a
logo for
pirate.
the page of the day, Chris.
Yeah, can you whip that up real quick? Yeah, thank you.
Shouldn't take you long. We'll just keep talking.
Yeah,
we go.
yeah, well. All right. And
There it is. Page of the day.
There it is. That counts.
I love it. They're going to screenshot that.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Not legally binding.
All right. And the last game of the day is Ashes Ascendancy. I've never played the game, but I will say one thing that I harp on these games a lot is I don't know where to start.
Yes.
Am I too late?
Yes.
Where do I start? I love how clear they were. They're like, this is a great point to get, this is a great time to get more of what you love. However, first and foremost, this is a fantastic jumping in point.
Right.
This is where we recommend starting.
That's when I started with this one.
Love it.
I bought one of the Ashes, and I had it. And I didn't because everyone else had a different version. I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know if what I have is complete. If I was just too overwhelmed.
Right.
So I never actually played this whole system. So I love when they say that too.
Gosh,
I think
it's
that's
so
great.
clear.
Yeah, it's a new jumping on point. It's a new starter set. The game has been around for quite a while, 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's, again, sort of been doing very, very well. Recently, they even introduced a way in which you can play against the game itself, whereas before it was always sort of like head-to-head.
Okay.
There's that Red Reigns, a new sort of line of expansions that makes it...
We'll make it. All right.
Hey everybody, welcome to the new studio. It's the same stupid jokes. It's just a new place. Project of the day.
Throw it up there, Chris.
Anyway, no, I think that's great. To be fair, they've had sort of soft resets, it feels like to me. So I don't know if that 10 years includes that, because there was originally,
interesting.
The Rise of the Phoenix Born.
That was the one I had. Was that the original one?
Yeah, it was original Rise of the Phoenix Born, and then Phoenix something Reborn or something like that. It was kind of like a soft reset to the core box.
Okay.
And then this one, I don't know if they're just like, here's a bunch more, or if they're saying like, well, we're kind of discontinuing the old core box, and this is just going to be the new core box going forward.
Okay.
Wow.
But it doesn't really matter. The game does not seem to have changed. You can just get this. You can just get the old one,
Yeah.
and then there's all the standalone packs. If you are someone who enjoys the idea of a trading card game, a head-to-head battler, but you don't want the random purchases, then this will come with decks of cards already, ready to go, and then you can just buy a character, and it's the same. Every copy of that character has the same cards. It's not random.
So, I mean,
like that.
the bad part of that is you miss out on that, like, ooh, I'm so excited. What did I get? And taking it out. But the other side of that is exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
And so I like that. The other thing I did want to shout out that they do is I don't usually love these head-to-head trading card games, things like that. I love that it's like, there's a lot of these different card battlers. We always say, what's this do different? I love that they put it out right here.
Yes.
I mean, there's no mana ramping. That's a big one to me. I really hate that, And so it's just, I love that it just puts it out there, so you're like, okay, maybe this is a good part or a good spot to jump in. This is what I'm still hesitant of because I don't tend to like these games. Well, you can look through here and be like, oh, cool, you addressed the issue, or those aren't my issues with it. I still don't think it's for me. I just think it's such a very smartly put together 10-year anniversary kind of.
I do like, I don't know if these are like common words, like their terminology, like no silver bullets. That is annoying when a 1-2 punch comes out and just ends it.
Yeah.
So many times it's like, oh, well, that was just lucky. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's like, well, that sucked.
Yeah, the main things that in my opinion, the game has always stood out for was, well, two main things was the first 5 thing, which is you pick your opening hand from your deck of cards.
Wow.
You go through it, you pick your first 5 cards, shuffle up, and that's your opening hand. You get to decide what is in it.
I like that.
And then the other thing is the dice-driven sort of mana, if you would, where you roll dice and you use them to kind of power your stuff. And they're sort of leveled up, but any particularly good thing can always replace something lower, than what you rolled.
Which does mean you have to remember that hierarchy,
You
right?
do.
But
It's 3 little symbols for your faction. But it's, that's kind of the main sort of 2 different things that the game did from the get-go. Those things have been around.
yeah.
So it's cool. Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
to see more of it. This game seems to be getting a lot of love and support. And I think like I said, I think that Red Rains cycle of stuff really, shut up, Joe, really revitalized interest in the game.
That's awesome. All right, that's going to do it for all of our board game projects here. So we'll jump into some
The good stuff.
dumb ones,
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
no.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, first up.
Dumb ones.
I'm just going to go ahead and call them dumb.
Yeah, y'all are dumb for liking coffee,
Whoop,
okay?
coffee,
Stop eating things from the ground.
Plastic.
Wait, no,
oh, wait.
that doesn't
Wait
make
a
sense.
minute.
Stop eating...
Drinking.
Drinking dirty
water.
seed water.
Yeah, dirty. Oof.
Okay.
All right.
I'll order that next time. Take some dirty seed water, please. Do you want creamer?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Because it tastes awful. No, this is great. I really was impressed by this one. The 2 things. It's making a whole bunch of money.
A whole bunch of money. It's
I
one of
don't
the
know. I
biggest
was
projects of the
mentioning to
week.
Joey, like, coffee people have cash.
Yeah,
They
this
will
is...
put money into coffee things.
No,
I
one's-
love this. What is that? Can you explain that to me,
Yeah,
Joey?
I don't understand.
Is
don't...
that how fine the grain is being ground?
Yes, and
Is that what
that's
that gauge is? I love the gauge.
I'm
but
beginning
I
to
think it's
think
what it
coffee people are worse than wine people.
I
mean,
put
it's
them on the
close.
They're
same,
pretty,
on the
yeah,
same
that'd be
plane.
I could
yeah.
argue either way.
But the cross section of people that, first of all, hikers, right? Hikers that
Yeah.
aren't fine with coffee.
Yes.
They're like, no, I need an espresso, and
Right.
it needs to be fresh.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the fact that
Because
it's
you're
like,
also hiking
dude-
with beans.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
guy,
oh my
it comes with he's putting on the boots. He puts this thing in a pouch, gets the dog and the truck, and then up there on the mountain, busts this bad boy out, grinds the beans, makes himself a cup of coffee, and this whole time the dog's looking at him like, will you just toss a stick?
imagine
Yeah.
hiking with a guy that's like, let's just hold on a
Hold on,
second.
guys.
That's like worse than
Yeah.
second breakfast, right? It's like, he's like, I'm going to need to stop to make my espresso.
Right. Everyone wakes
I'm
up to be
sorry,
like first on the
dude,
trail, and
no.
he's like, hold up. I gotta
Yes.
grind my coffee. I'm like, all right, bye.
Yeah,
Like,
no, dude.
I'll meet you
And
at
the bear
top.
is like waiting. He's like, I'll wait till you're done. You know, I'm not going to eat you now.
Joey doesn't go outdoors much.
Espresso Bear. That would be a good movie, right?
Anyway, it's very, very
Oh,
funny
it's a
to
follow-up
me.
to
But this,
Cocaine Bear.
Yes.
I
Yes.
like that.
Did you guys ever watch Cocaine
I
Bear?
did. Of course I did.
I've
Did I buy
seen it.
it?
I've seen
Yes.
I want it's like a bear with like a little, fancy mustache. Espresso bear.
Did you ever see it?
No.
You never saw Cocaine Bear?
No.
Why not?
Because no one was talking about it. Was it good?
It was so good.
It was
Yeah.
not. I
It was
can
a
tell.
bear.
It was up
in
there
it.
with Violent Night.
I loved
Really
Violent
good.
Night.
That's the 2 movies I watched last year.
That's pretty sad. Breaks my heart.
All right, next up. Placid Plastic Duck Simulator.
All right.
Studio.
You mentioned this is
Studio.
This is not a joke. It is making over $150,000.
Gosh. And I have pre-ordered one for Tom, yes.
Because that's what you want is a bowl of water next to your computer.
I'm
rid of
in
that.
a different room. It's
That
fine.
looks really dirty also. Have you noticed that? How the outside of that... Go back to the beginning of the video.
Of course, it's from Miami. That's why we moved, guys.
Why does that look so dirty?
It really.
Like the outside of that pool looks dirty.
That's the way.
Is it a
Ooh.
pattern?
Is it? I think it's meant to be that way, like brushed on. It looks
Yeah,
painted.
okay. Well, they should have not brushed it with feces.
It definitely looks like an old Barbie thing,
Yeah,
that
it
they're
does, it does.
repurposing. It's
Maybe
like,
that's what it
ooh,
is.
repurposed Barbie dollhouse.
This one I'm very...
They go over,
I'm
they
very
go up the
confused
track.
by this. This is from Mojito
This
Studios.
is from Mojito.
Okay, the guys who have... Can you click on there, please?
Wait, what have they done? They've done
Absolutely.
more?
So
Oh, they're
Mojito Studios
games. They
has
do
done...
games.
they
Wait,
did
what?
Cleopatra and the Society of Architects, Lost Code, Mystery of the Abbey. So Their
Yeah.
next
Wait, what? This is how
Yeah,
did
so
I
their
miss all
next
of this?
This is when we find out Joey doesn't
is
do his homework.
duckies in a
didn't-
bathtub that you put next to your computer and watch them go.
To my defense, I did
And
not.
I'm like, hold on, guys. First of all, what? But second of all, the main thing you keep having a problem with is your plastics production.
That's right. In all of their games.
This is what you chose to do? This is only plastic.
Oh, built-in soundtrack.
I'm
With
very
that?
confused by
Yeah.
this. Is this like a proof of concept? Like, no, really.
Oh, that
we
looks like
can make
Cleopatra
something
right
with
there.
plastic.
That looks like Society of Architects right there.
This
That's
is
the
the
same
leftovers.
mold.
Yeah,
This
right.
is the leftovers.
It looks like a kid should poop in that.
To-
Isn't that what that looks like?
To my defense, there was no reason I should click on which ones they've created.
I recognize the name. That's why I did it, because I recognize it from Lost Code. But yeah.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening.
What's the price on it?
These
Okay.
ducks are not that
He
interesting
wants to
either.
know.
Can you add on Cleopatra?
It's only $139.
Wait, there's an indoor and an outdoor bundle?
Yeah,
Blank ducks. You can make your own duck for 15.
yeah.
Oh,
Starting duck.
Do they have the STLs?
they do.
I want to print
Bonus
my own ducks.
beats?
Oh, I want pixel ducks.
Wait, this one itself is just $20.
Yeah,
Two
Bonus
backers.
bigs?
Oof.
Is that a pixel duck?
Oh no, it says 10 items included.
yeah. It brings all the ducks.
Okay.
To the
Okay.
To the
Where-
beat me to it.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to find the outdoor.
I'm very, very confused by this. Like, I really,
the outdoor?
honestly,
All right.
honestly and truly, I'm thinking to myself, what
Why?
happened, guys? You were making games. You seemed to be making games successfully. This is not a game. This is like a toy, right? Am I missing something?
Now,
here?
here's how it
I
happened.
think
They
it
wanted
is-
a second Cleopatra, and the designer's like, I could do that, or,
Bruno Catala.
Hear me
okay,
out.
uh-huh.
hear me out,
That's what he said.
ducks.
He does
This
like
is-
ducks.
First
Yeah.
of all, are they magnets? Do you guys look into this? How
No, they
travel?
don't want to mess with magnets again, probably. They messed that
That
up.
was rough, yeah. It does have a built-in soundtrack, though. That's cool.
What does that mean? The
I don't
ducks
know.
have a sound, or the bottom, the pool?
I think
It's a CB radio.
it's a CB radio. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how the radio plays into it.
Breaker.
Soundtrack straight from the model itself. Built-in music player.
Built in. Is that built in? That's impressive. I'm back in.
I typed and deleted a comment 6 separate times. I'll keep it deleted. We're gonna need that in the email, Mike.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Ducks became open source. Yep. Anybody can do
Oh,
it.
wow.
Ducks are
Yeah.
the new Cthulhu.
So, anyway.
Wow.
All right. Placid Plastic Duck Simulator.
Studio.
Studio. Okay, and the last one, which I think is Mike's pick of the week. We'll have to see.
No.
Okay.
The Purrme, the first bracelet that lets you purr to your cat. So
This
it's
is-
a. Never mind. I'm deleting my
is-
comment.
Yeah. I already made a comment and I can't say it now.
Yeah.
It's basically you take this thing, you strap it to your wrist, it will vibrate, and then you pet the cat. And I guess because your hand is sort of, resonating, you're like purring to the cat. And it's honestly a coin toss whether your cat will love it or claw your eyes out.
It's less.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a sure thing.
It's a quick way to find out.
Yeah. That's.
You know what I
You
mean?
just turn your phone on vibrate and say "call me" and then just smack it against the cat's face. that saves you.
That's how they tested
That
it.
saves you
Proof of
$200.
concept. Hey, Bill, call me.
That's just.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Is that the?
Oh, what?
at that painting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long
You
fingers.
see it in the video too. It's very funny. The video, I wouldn't play it because it's awful. But
Well, you can't. Yeah, you can't. I have sound off.
you see the guy strap it on and it comes on and it like this thing is going. It's like you have a toy truck strapped to your wrist.
Yeah, you will have carpal tunnel after petting your cat. But all
Wow.
right. Well, that's gonna do it for all the projects. So I think we're gonna jump into picks of the week here, starting with Purrme and Mike.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mike DeLisio, and for my pick of the week, I'm going with Dragons of Etchinstone from Chip Theory Games. Chip Theory, known mostly for their big, grandiose lifestyle type games, are going much smaller here. Something they've done recently with 20 Strong, and here's another game that is on a much smaller scale than they're known for. It's by a co-designer of Gloomhaven, Buttons and Bugs. So I'm intrigued. I'm interested to see kind of what this game is all about, and very interested to see Chip Theory kind of having their big, huge games, but also these small ones. So that's my pick of the week. Let's see what everyone else has to think.
Well, that was a shocker.
I know.
My gosh. All right.
The real pick is Purrme.
Agreed. All right. Next up,
I'll go.
Joey.
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, I was going to leave this one because you scared me with the 4 or 5 hours. Nice, Chris. Nice. You scared me with the 4 or 5 hours, but hopefully they did something to shorten this. I don't know.
They did not.
You know what? I'm still going to try. I'm going to go with Lobotomy.
All right.
Lobotomy 2.
Lobotomy 2.
Original
Electric
thing.
Boogaloo.
This is mine as well. You can put me up there as well. It doesn't scare me off with the longer one because, again, if you know that the longer time, because you know it going into it, you plan for it.
You make
You know
it
what I
like
mean?
a day of, yeah. Like
Absolutely. I
on a
think it is
Saturday
worth,
day.
I think it is worth that playtime. You just have to know that. It's kind of
Yeah.
like I put it in the same category of like waste nights. You have to know what you're sitting down for this longer, immersive experience for sure. But it definitely plays out, and so I'm excited to see more of these characters and more. I think in the original one they have one that's based on 11. And you think you're 11, and you're as you go crazier, you become stronger. And it has that mechanism as
original
well.
one?
Yeah,
Wow.
and so
There's a John Wick. There's a guy who thinks
Oh, so that wasn't a bit. There actually
there
is one.
is.
There's a John
yeah.
Wick. There's somebody who thinks she's 11. There's somebody who thinks they're Gandalf.
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
somebody who
Really?
thinks-
Yeah.
And they kind of look like that and have kind of like a, joke title name.
Yeah.
Which I normally despise that. I'm like, oh, it's just it's like a lame pun based on something else. In this game, though, I'm good with it because that person thinks they are that character.
Right. You're in an insane asylum.
You know what I mean?
All right,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
the expansion really, the stuff in the expansion looks cool in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is definitely really, really enjoy the game. Excited to see more content for it. And I'm not scared away. Just know that going into it. The
All
time.
right, my pick
Yeah.
is going to be Ashes Ascendency.
Nice.
I like that they're
Good
coming
call.
out with a new core box. That's exciting. The support for the game is going strong. I love to see that. And it's a game that it's making a bunch of money,
It is.
2,000
It is.
backers. That's great. I'm glad that it's still going strong. It is from Plaid Hat, and they support this. I'm glad that they support this just as much as some of their other sort of, not collectible, but like expandable games, because I thought maybe they were sort of, they had put out a bunch of stuff and they were kind of done with it. But then that cooperative mode or solo whatever mode came out, and that seemed to pick up some steam. And now this is definitely a refreshment of the entire thing. A revival, if you would. Not that it was dead, but it kind of like revitalizes the whole shebang. I'm really glad to see it. It makes me want to, bust this game out and play it some more. So I'm excited to see when this finally comes out and shows up. What the new core box does and what it looks like. So
I'd like to try. Those bullet points got me more excited about it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
This is why it might be for you.
Yeah.
So
There we go. that was
wonder what Chris was
choppy.
doing.
all right, good.
All right. All right, so that's going to do it here for Crowdsurfing today, and that's it for live streaming today, but not all for this week. Tomorrow we have the news coming up. It is at 10 a.m., typically doing it at 9, but again, things are a little wonky right
okay.
now, so I think it's pushed to 10,
good.
as long as I read the email right. Blink
it 10
once if
a.m.?
I'm right, Chris. Chris just confirmed
Keep talking.
softly
Keep
that
talking.
it's at 10 tomorrow.
It's 9 or 10
I'm
tomorrow.
I thought I saw that he put it at 10. So yeah, join us definitely for the news tomorrow.
Yes.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Oh, man, why don't I trust myself? It's my biggest flaw.
Now, none of us do.
My
Wow.
biggest flaw. No.
What's your biggest weakness? I don't trust myself enough.
That's it.
I'm too good at my job. Studio.
All right, thanks for joining. I'm Camilla,
I'm Z.
I'm Joey.
and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you liked this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.